Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. After I was talking about a Sibo song called Enemy of the State, about a rapper from Northern California who goes out, or who's on the verge of going out in a blaze of glory. It was like maybe a day or two later, I think it was the next day, and it comes out in the news that somebody named Mohammed Hussein had a shootout with the San Jose Police Department. And they ended up killing him by hitting him with a vehicle. And there's some connections there too. Recently there was a 100-car pileup in Michigan on the freeway. And I was like, why does that seem like it's aimed at me? And so there's connection, believe it or not. But more importantly, you see the Sibo song. Sibo's a fairly famous rapper from California who rapped with Tupac in his All Eyes on Me album. And his name is a play on words for C-O-B. C-Ebo. Ebo and Sibo rhyme and reason. And they're trying to provoke me and so on and so forth to try to make it seem like, that it's a matter of national security to suppress me. And it's not. It's a matter of national security to not suppress me. It's a matter of constitutional rights to not suppress my videos. But they don't get that. There's a bunch of very immature LGBT people, whites and Jews, who are rich and very spoiled brat types. You see how Satanism is popular. Look at Anton LaVey, Michael Aquino, Shrek, and all the famous Satanists in American history. They have this sort of atheistic kind of brat way about them. That's significant here because it's part of the contrast game between the fairy-like people in the churches, the golden boy people in the churches, etc. So another event that occurred is there was a homeless female who was found dead behind the dumpster with no shoes on. Now, I've started looking into various cities' problems, so it might not be in Michigan. Okay, I'll put it on the screen here. And since I have a lot to do, a lot on my plate, when I have an opportunity like this, to make a video, okay, then I tend to make it before the fumes get so bad. I prepare myself for the videos, I see what kind of state of mind I'm in, and I make some calculations and decisions. Do I go ahead with the video even though I'm fumed to some degree right now? Is it as bad as it usually is? Do I have a lot on my plate? Okay, and when I, edit the video, it don't take very long because they mess up my videos anyway, changing my voice, what have you. And they suppress them. And I also look to see how much background noise there is. If the video was messed up by them, then and I proceed to chastise them more in the next video. It's very important that people remember that they provoke me. They provoke me in many ways. And that's against the law. It is against the law for the American government to provoke citizens so they can turn around and say, hey, this guy said this about America, and that's contrary to our propaganda campaign. Especially while there's countless people out there, the Young Turks, countless people who are speaking in a way that's contrary and adverse to their propaganda campaign. That's like what it means to be an American. But again, these people don't care. And I urge you to focus on what it means to be morally precise more than what it means to be an American. Because America is failing miserably. There's like 1 million preventable deaths every year. 100,000 drug overdoses, about 500,000 people dying from cigarette smoking. 50,000 suicides, 60,000 people dying from a lack of adequate access to health care because Americans will scramble and make the appropriate social adjustments. The problem starts with white supremacy. This is happening because of white and Jewish and LGBT supremacy, and Jews and LGBT people on the highest level in society, or whatever you want to call it, in terms of money, they are in white culture. Okay, they're not in Zulu culture, they're not in Eskimo culture, they're not in this or that, they are in white culture. Okay? For them to turn around and then say, hey, kiss our asses after we created the problem so we can bring in our bullshit white supremacy, white cultural supremacy solution is outrageous. I'll have no part in that. They even try to make it so I seem something I would never be, which is gay. I am not gay, and I would never pretend to be gay, and I would never talk like a gay person unless I was trying to mimic something they're saying, that they have said or something briefly. Okay, that needs to be understood. When you're a real martial art warrior of God, you don't want to be confused with a gay person.